Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the Victor Wilt Show. Wednesday, June 19th. What's happening? For those of you listening on demand, you just missed something amazing. Me just babbling on about my systems not being set up the way I would like them and then fixing them mid-break. It was, top-tier broadcasting. Anyway, how's it going on a Wednesday? Can't believe it's already 6:10. Look at this. We're going to be out of here before you know it. I hope. I want a nap. That's pretty much the case many mornings, but I don't know. My bed was real comfortable this morning. It probably doesn't hurt that I've got a cute little kitten just laying there. You reach over and pet her. She's real soft. She's all small and cute. And you're just like, oh, it's so comfortable here. Okay, I guess I'll stand. You know how it goes. You're awake. You get it. You had to do the same thing. You had to get out of bed. All right. I would kind of wish that I could just sit around and watch maybe YouTube today. I was reading a thread this morning to wake myself up about favorite weird, not morbid topics to watch videos on. I've discussed some of the things I enjoy watching random videos on. Sometimes it might be morbid, natural disasters. But I also watch videos about a variety of other things. If you're looking for, boring rabbit holes to go down, Victor Wilt style, here's some of the ways I go. You might watch videos about abandoned buildings. What was the series I was watching? I think it was on HBO. And I think it was called, Abandoned History or something. It was pretty good. They were showing, what were some of the places? See, this is a good mental exercise for me to do at this hour of day. Come on, think. You were just watching it. Wake yourself up, dude. What's your problem? What was some of the stuff in that? For some reason, the only thing that's standing out to me is this preacher built this creepy building in Omaha, and it was a giant broadcasting place with no windows anywhere. It was kind of like, have you ever been to Bonneville High School in Idaho Falls? That's where my kids went. That school, what's up with the no windows? And I know, okay, there's a handful, but that's what this building reminded me of. And is it to avoid distraction? We don't want the students staring out into, the great wide open there, looking at the mountain range, getting distracted from doing school. That's why that guy, Oral Roberts, made that building that way with no windows. I mean, I would have assumed it was for a controlled broadcasting situation. You can get your lighting right no matter what time of day. No, you didn't want the people working in there getting distracted and looking outside. You didn't want to get the job done. But that show was pretty good. I also enjoy watching videos on, let's see, what useless things do I watch? I guess some historical videos. Yesterday, or not yesterday, maybe the day before, I was watching a video about the history of the Saltair Pavilion in Salt Lake. It was pretty interesting. If you've never been to Saltair, concert venue in Salt Lake, back in the day, it was quite the elaborate, amusement park / dance hall / it's burned down a couple times. I'm guessing one of these shady insurance collection deals. The owner's like, all right, things ain't going so well. It's the Great Depression. What are we going to do? That's right. Just like Nickelback, burn it to the ground. I mean, that's just speculation on my part. But that was pretty good. That was a decent documentary. Little 10-minuter on YouTube. I've watched a number of videos about these crazy old houses from the Gilded Age when rich people would build insanely massive, elaborate, crazy mansions. And it's kind of wild because they're pretty much all gone. People would buy the lots in New York City and just, knock them down. Some of the craziest buildings, homes, that have ever been built. Just, get the wrecking ball. place is a dump. Yeah, that's just been some recent things I watched. But I can eat up a YouTube rabbit hole for sure. Just, one video after the other. Sometimes some dumb political videos. It's funny to watch the new age of media. Sometimes they're like little kids doing political videos, and those are kind of fun. Like, look at this motivated little fella. He's churning out a video a day, and he's got an attitude. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to take a look at what the internet says are weird, not morbid topics to watch videos on. What do we got here? Japanese vending machines? That's a YouTube rabbit hole? I would imagine, from what I know of Japanese vending machines, that could get pretty crazy. I've only heard of a few different weird ones, but I would, again, imagine there's a lot of very strange items in Japanese vending machines. Let's see, people watching cows' hooves getting trimmed? I've heard that's a popular topic. I have not watched any of those videos myself, but I have heard that people watching cows and horses get their hooves trimmed, which is, I guess really good for them, is very popular. Deep sea creature videos, I don't know if I'd watch those. Deep sea creatures kind of give me the creeps. Machining videos, I know a lot of people are into those. Building a wooden sailboat. All right. See, I'm different than a lot of people out there, apparently. I don't think I'd watch that. Marble racing? All right. Boring. Sorry if you're into that. All right. My brain's getting going a little bit better. I still want a nap, but we're gonna continue on in this program, okay? I'll be back in a second. Legendary Reddit threads. I am reading through one called Who's the Dumbest Person You've Ever Met? And I don't know if I've read this before. It's possible, because this is a 10-year-old thread. But this post about Kevin, I figured I would share at least a good chunk of it with you. It's kind of a long post. It was made by a teacher who said in the last year of teaching, they had this student, Kevin. Now, Kevin's not the student's real name, but it doesn't matter because Kevin couldn't spell it anyway. The teacher points out that, generally, everybody's got something they're keen on. You might not understand crazy math, formulas and things like that, but you can, I don't know, work on engines or something. Everybody's got something they got a knack for, but not Kevin. Not Kevin. And this teacher threw together a list of, I guess, Kevin's greatest accomplishments in this year of school. Let's dive in. Let's talk about Kevin. Kind of a basic one. Kevin forgot frequently when and where class was, and the teacher had to retrieve him from other classrooms. All right, not too crazy. How about eating an entire 24-pack of crayons, puking, and then doing it again the next day? 9th grader. Teacher has no idea where he even got crayons, because you don't tend to have those in middle school. Kevin's dad wrote tuition checks and mailed them to me, his English teacher. This was a public school. When I gave it back to Kevin, voided to give to his dad with a brief note explaining this is a public school. Kevin got in trouble for trying to spend it at a 7-Eleven after school. Kevin was removed from the culinary arts program after leaving a cutting board on the gas stove and starting a fire twice. As I read through this, you start to go, okay, is this just made up? I don't know. It's possible somebody would sit down and just churn out this many bullet points just because, just to make people on the internet laugh. But I don't know. As it goes on and on, that just seems like a lot of effort to put in. Perhaps it's not, but we'll keep going. Because the thought of Kevin, even if Kevin isn't real, I appreciate it this morning. Kevin threw his lunch at the school resource officer and tried to run away, ran into a door and insisted it wasn't him. Kevin stole my phone during class. I called it. It rang. He denied it was ringing. Not that it wasn't his or that he did it, but that the phone was actually ringing. He did this 3 times before the end of the year. Called the basketball coach we'll just say bad name. Basketball tryouts were that afternoon. Kevin tried out. Didn't go well. And it sounds like Kevin's family, got some of the same issues as Kevin. Kevin's mom could never remember which school he went to, missed several meetings because she drove to other schools, none of which he ever went to. Kevin tased himself in the neck before a football game. And then he starts being a real teenager here. Kept a bottle of orange Kool-Aid in his backpack for about 4 months, thought it would turn into alcohol, drank it during class, and threw up. This just goes on and on. I mean, the number of bullet points. I could eat up a big chunk of my show if I just kept going, all right? Kevin didn't know cats and dogs were different animals, all right? And there's lots of inappropriate stuff that Kevin did too that I'm just not comfortable talking about on air. Oh, jeez. Kevin's father apparently died in a chainsaw accident. Not surprising. His parents took a trip to Nassau. Forgot all their luggage at home. Didn't believe him when he told me until I talked to his mom, who told me first thing when I saw her at the bi-weekly meeting. If you Google up Kevin Reddit, I'm sure you can bring up the whole thread and, read some of Kevin's dating attempts. I'm going to leave him out here. I don't know if it's real or not. But legendary Reddit threads are a great way to start your day. If you're looking for something a little bit different. This could perhaps be the laziest morning content that I've unleashed on this show in a while. But I'm enjoying myself reading through legendary Reddit threads, and I just can't stop, so I figure I'll just keep sharing them with you. I'm just going to read stuff on air. I mean, that's all that the people on the news do. Nobody gives them any grief. They're just staring at a teleprompter, reading stuff. Why can't I do that every once in a while? I interject with thoughts and stuff. There's a subreddit called TIFU. We'll refer to it as Today I Messed Up, but that's not what it stands for. You get it? Anyway, today I messed up by enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is. I figured this is a nice Idaho-related topic, so I'm nailing it on this morning show today. All right, here we go. Let me tell you that I have made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend invited me to dinner with her and her parents. I was very nervous and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but knew it must be done. I met them nicely, I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped my mind. I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. When I saw that baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be funny if I pretended I didn't know what potatoes were. Well, let me tell you, it backfired. So first, when the potato became on my plate, that's what it says here. I'll try to, fix up the wording of this. I acted very interesting. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem that I was confused, astounded, but in a restrained way, curious and interested. They noticed and seemed confused, but did not remark. So I asked, "This looks very interesting. What is this?" And they stared at me, and the mother said, "It's a baked potato." And I was like, "Oh, a baked what is it again?" She's like, a potato. "Oh, I've never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good." And they didn't see I was clowning, but thought I really didn't know what a potato is. So I knew I'd be very shamed, humiliated, depressed, and disgusted if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was to act as if not a joke, but committed to the act of pretending I didn't know what a potato was. And it just kind of goes on and on. Where they're like, come on, dude, you're messing with us. Just admit you really know what a potato is. And the guy's like, "No, I have never heard of a potato. I just know it's some kind of food you showed me." And then I took a bite, and made a high-pitched noise and said, "Ooh, tastes very strange." And then the dad starts yelling. Supposedly kicked him out of the house, and the girlfriend's furious as well. Still committed to the act, telling the girlfriend doesn't know what a potato is. When was this posted? Oh, another 10 years ago thread. Where's the update? Gotta know. Did she eventually kick him to the curb? Did he eventually ever cave and go, I knew what potatoes were? Take her out for some fries and, there's got to be some excuse you can make. All right. I think I'm done just reading you things online. I think. But you never know on this program what's going to happen. So you just hang in there. We'll be back. You doing good? I hope so. All right. Tennessee not doing so good. People there getting very upset because of all these Californians moving in. Yeah. Checking out an article here from DNYUZ, which I don't know if that's local Tennessee news or what, but in Gallatin, house prices have gone up considerably. It basically, reading through this article, sounds exactly like East Idaho, and the reactions of the public are exactly what I've seen for a number of years now in places like the Life in Idaho Falls and I Hate Life in Rexburg Facebook groups. So, Tennessee and several of its neighbors facing an anti-growth backlash after what they're calling turbocharged migration helped boost the region's population by 2.7 million people, the size of Chicago. So they got all this traffic, overpriced housing, and it seems to be driven by transplants from New York and California. So, of course, everybody's worried, Tennessee turning blue. It's funny because you dig into the comments and it's just like around here where you got a bunch of people worried that Idaho's going to suddenly turn blue. One of the most ridiculous paranoid thoughts I've ever heard. Talk to anybody who's moved here. Find me an extreme liberal who moved to Idaho in the last 4 years. Good luck. Good luck. I've talked to many people who moved here, okay? They are not of that political persuasion. But, that's what people get afraid of when they see, I guess, California and New York's moving in. So now you got the locals in Tennessee trashing people online. All the liberals moving in to take over Tennessee. It's just funny because it's like we traveled back in time about 2 years when I read through this article. And I think everybody's kind of come to their senses around here and realized Idaho's suddenly not turning blue. And I think the migration into Idaho's also kind of slowed down a bit. I think. I don't know. There still seem to be lots of new apartment buildings going up, and the traffic still sucks. I don't think anybody's moved out. That's for sure. There's certain times of the day where I definitely do not enjoy driving around. I mean, it's still not as bad as it could be, but I don't know what we're going to do eventually if things do keep growing. Because short of encroaching on people's property to expand our roads, we're just not really built for it. I don't know. Anyway, this article just goes on and on. I just wanted to let everybody know that, like I've said, over the last couple years, people moving into more affordable areas is happening just everywhere. It's not just here. So don't worry. Right now, it looks like now that the prices have been driven up in the Pacific Northwest and Texas, now people are hitting up Tennessee, West Virginia, places like that. And, so you can all settle down around here a little bit, okay? All right, as we roll into the next hour, I don't know, I got music and stuff. Wait, what do you think? This is oh yeah, you might be listening to the on-demand thing. I'll be back then in like the blink of an eye with more content that's going to be amazing. Yeah. Pretty dang sweet, I must say. Pretty dang sweet. Speaking of pretty dang sweet, You know we do things pretty dang sweet around here when it comes to the 4th of July. Time to make those plans. Time to plot ahead so you can spend your entire day hanging out at the Idaho Falls Community Hospital Riverfest. That's right, hanging out with me. I'm going to be at the Teton Toyota stage all day, helping the live music get unleashed on Snake River Landing. Yeah, you're going to come hang out and say hello, right? I hope so. Because that's the place to be on the 4th of July. Snake River Landing, with everything culminating with the biggest fireworks show west of the Mississippi, the Melaleuca Freedom Celebration. It's going to be so much fun. There's a lot of stuff to do as well, of course. Food vendors galore. Forget waiting for fair time. Mow down fair food on the 4th of July. All of your delicious flavorites. Yeah, look at that. I'll make up words. Tickets to the Stones Kia Kids Zone, still only $10. All day fun for the kids. And again, live music all day at the Teton Toyota stage where I'll be. So make your plans now for the 4th. Get out there nice and early. Things kicking off about 11 a.m. with the Idaho Falls Community Hospital Riverfest, presented by Idaho Central Credit Union, Mountain View Hospital, and us, Riverbend Media Group. Can't wait to see you there. Some Arizona music right there. New one from Pussifer, The Algorithm. Speaking of Arizona, my friend Sean stopping by on his way out of town. What's up, man?
What's happening?
Oh, just, wishing that coffee worked better in the morning.
Right? I know that feeling. Mm-hmm. It takes forever to kick in, and then you're like, okay, cool. But now I'm tired again. Because it took too long to kick in.
Yeah, usually by the end of the show, I need more. And I never seem to find any more that nice, fine moment when it's just working perfectly and I'm on fire.
Right, where you just ride that coffee wave.
It's because the bosses keep us too busy, man. I mean, no rest.
Yeah. Hey, there's no rest for the wicked.
No. I just get done with the show, and then I go stare at my computer, building clocks and doing all that kind of stuff for hours and hours. Oh, hurts the mind. The mind.
I know, right?
So,
but hey, it's what brings the good stuff to the people.
That's right. Keeping the East Idaho radio listeners happy, and those listening on all of our apps, our 12 radio apps. Well, make sure to listen to the station a bit on your way out of town.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of playlist and such.
Absolutely.
Sean here works at KUPD Phoenix, which you may have seen me post a picture with them the last time I was down there. And thankfully this time you stopped by on your way up to Spokane, and I forgot to record that break for the podcast version that I put online. So,
I
failed that day. It was a failure.
Those happen. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We'll forgive it.
It's just radio, right?
It's just radio.
I mean, jump on live, drop the ball. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Hey, at least the people that were listening were entertained.
I would hope. I mean, some shows, as you know, are good. Some are not.
True. That is true.
So this morning's been okay, but a light content day, so I've been reading stories from Reddit and keeping it kind of lazy. It's kind of a lazy show.
It's a lazy, Wednesday?
Yeah, I should probably find a topic and get the listeners to drive the show with, call-in content.
Yeah.
Just let them yap, and then I don't have to worry about it.
Have them do your job for you.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
That's the best way to do it.
So, yeah, listeners, maybe get ready for that. I think I might need your assistance today. I'll find something fun to chat about, and we'll wing it from there. But, dude, it was great to hang out with you and show you around wonderful Idaho Falls yesterday.
Yeah, some really cool stuff down here, for sure.
Yeah.
Like that river and the Japanese gardens, those were amazing.
Yeah. It was a nice day. It actually warmed up a little bit. You showed up when we had this weird freak, very cold spell for June.
Yeah, I think it's hit everywhere up north. It was just like, you get up there and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be June, it's going to be 70s, 80s, and you're like, why is it only 50?
Yeah.
For the high?
Yeah, it was nasty, man. But I guess you got a nice break from the heat.
That's true. I will take that, which is definitely a pleasantry. But now I got to go back to the heat.
Yeah, what's it going to be next few days down in Phoenix?
Oh, 115, just the huge.
No big deal.
The huge.
No big deal. Well, I'll come visit like wintertime.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably the best time to come back.
I mean, it is fun to do the endurance test and stand out, side of your vehicle for a few minutes and go, wow! And then, quickly get back into the air conditioning.
After like 2 seconds, yes, exactly.
It's unreal. If anybody listening's never been to Phoenix this time of year,
don't. Just don't.
You might find it exciting.
You might. Bring lots of water and don't hike mountains.
Yeah, please. Lots of water. Get, one of those large camelbacks and then, additional bottles strapped to yourself.
Right. And then hike Camelback.
Yeah, because I think we're probably about due for some of those, evacuation or potential death stories to start popping up in the news.
I wouldn't surprise anybody if that happened again.
Well, good to see both of you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by to say hello on your way out.
Of course.
And, let me know the next time you're coming through.
Will do.
We'll do some more kicking it.
I like it.
All right, people. Here you go. Yeehawing it up. If you want to live the Wild West life in an overpriced cell, there's this house for sale that for some reason popped up on my feed. If you are near a computer and want to see this place, 60240 Juniper Road. 60240 Juniper Road, Mountain Center, California. All right, this is a concrete box for $1.6 million in the middle of the California desert. It does have some nice desert mountain views, but I don't know. The look of this place is personally unappealing to me. And if I had $1.6 million, this one bedroom, one bath, 1,300 square foot place that is entirely made out of concrete, I don't know. I just think it might not be the coziest place in the desert. I mean, if you're stuck in the desert, I would imagine a building made of entirely nothing but concrete is probably going to help a bit in keeping things cooler, right? That's just a guess. I'm no architect. But still, if you're going to live in the middle of the desert, I don't know. There's something to be said for a little bit of comfort, as far as I'm concerned. That's just me. There is a bed, because there's one bedroom, and then there's a living room with, it's got nice big windows. I see an air conditioner, so that's great. But I don't know. This just seems like it's going to be a tough sell at $1.6 million. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of dough. Well, anyway, good luck to the seller. Renowned architect Charles Martin. Yeah, they call this an architectural masterpiece. I don't know about that. I mean, it's a piece of architecture, but masterpiece? And I'm a guy who likes weird stuff. I don't know. If you're looking to blow 1.6 mil, there you go. Maybe that's your dream. I hadn't even seen this tab. I opened it, and apparently it was good freak news content. Out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, a man decided he was going to torch his ex-girlfriend's house, but ended up lighting himself on fire. And the failed attempt was caught on the neighbor's security camera. I don't believe that the news article shows the video. Now, neighbor said, I kind of had to laugh at the amateur hour situation there. If you're going to commit arson, try to do it without setting yourself on fire in the process. He got what he deserved. I believe the person is okay. That'll just go, okay, there are some still photos from this. This is why you don't play with gas. Holy cow. I'm amazed that guy's okay. Oh, is there actually video? I mean, I'm not saying I want to watch this, because it's not great to watch someone light themselves on fire. But I think the fact that the guy ended up being all right. Are they actually going to show it on the news? I think they are. There's him climbing the fence. There's the woof. Oh, geez. Yeah, people, again, don't play with gas. Oh, man, the ex-girlfriend, Do you think she just throws this video on repeatedly? Just laughs? Holy cow. I just saw the video from another angle. Dude, stop, drop, and roll, bro. What are you doing? He's running. Okay. Let's move along. That's enough of that. Okay. Speaking of more bad ideas, McDonald's worker got a little upset at a customer who was complaining about their order. So, when this happens, there's a few different things you can do. Close the window and go about your day. Or what you do is you walk outside and you get your gun out and you just start blasting at them. I think you should go with number one. It's a better choice, ultimately, for the safety of others and also, for yourself. You're not going to be able to continue working at McDonald's when that's how you treat the customers. You're not going to be able to deal with customers at all if you end up in jail. Of course, it's a Florida person. And the former police chief of Orlando said, "What's becoming disturbing is us hearing more about these types of stories." Well, okay, imagine you work at McDonald's in Florida. I mean, you got to show up to work strapped, right? No, you shouldn't. Shouldn't have to do that. What? It's a rough life. I'm headed to the Mickey D's. Running that drive-thru. Whoa, dude. You work the drive-thru at McDonald's, man? You're crazy. All right. Let's see what else we got here. All right, we got a guy selling moonshine at a tire and repair shop in Pennsylvania. That doesn't sound that weird to me. When you see the location, Clearfield County, Pennsylvania, doesn't that just sound like a place where you'd walk into a tire shop and buy moonshine? It does to me. I don't know a lot about Pennsylvania, but that sounds to me like it shouldn't even be newsworthy. Anyway, yeah, they charged him. How dare he sell moonshine out of his dad's tire and repair shop. Pappy's Tire and Repair Shop. I mean, why not just get a license? It's probably not that hard anymore. Moonshine is for sale at the liquor store. I would imagine in Pennsylvania, it's not hard to get yourself a little bit of a license to sling moonshine. What do I know, though? Maybe it is difficult to open your own distillery. Moonshine distillery. Oh. So anyway, the poor folks of Clearfield County gonna have to buy their moonshine like everybody else now at the liquor store. It's a sad day for Clearfield County, isn't it? Got a heat wave not seen in decades, helping to send temperatures soaring for most Americans. That's what I'm reading in the news here. And it is coming our way here in like a day. The temperatures around here about to take a serious spike. It's going to get brutal again, everybody. We had a nice couple days where it was just freezing and all the crops were brutalized by frost. Now we just flip it around and start getting nasty. That's right, by Saturday, mid-90s. Yikes, I don't like that. Guess where I'm going to be this weekend? That's right, hanging out inside of my house. Guess I better mow the lawn today, because it's going to be unpleasant moving forward. Speaking of unpleasant and heat, if you want to go check out the monolith that appeared in the Las Vegas desert, I don't think you should. I don't think you should right now. What are Las Vegas temperatures going to be like? Hold on, let's take a look at this. Vegas can be very miserable at this time of year. But you never know. Perhaps it's not going to be... Okay, high of 98 today. So, yeah, tomorrow 105, Friday 107, then 108, 109. Don't go looking for the monolith in the Las Vegas desert. The internet will tell you exactly where it is. Now, if you're wondering what this is, it's a pillar-esque, reflective, like mirrored object that these have popped up in weird areas before. There was one down in Utah, I believe near Moab. Somebody found it on Google Maps and was like, whoa, what is this? What does it mean? And then it disappeared mysteriously. Somebody went and just stole it, I'm guessing. Another one popped up near Vegas a couple years ago. Well, it's back out there. It's back out there in the middle of nowhere in the desert where it's like 110. Don't go find it, because it's just a piece of art, essentially. It's not a message from aliens. It's just a mirrored box. I mean, it's neat. I think it's cool that these are out there. It'd be fun if you're out hiking and you stumble across something weird. But what do you think? Do you think by Monday there will be stories of people being helicoptered out of the Vegas desert because they tried to go see the mysterious monolith? I bet there will be. Hopefully nobody dies. It's a bad time of year to put this out there, artists. You got to do that kind of stuff during winter, okay? That's the time you should be wandering the Vegas desert. I mean, I don't know. There's actually better deserts to wander, but I don't know. Maybe you got to go walk off your shame of gambling all your money away, and you need somewhere to cry where there's not a lot of other people. Vegas desert could be pretty good for that. Hey, what's up? It's Victor Wilt. Morning. Thank you, as always, for listening to my radio show. I appreciate your support and company. And if you didn't hear, you can always catch it on demand now, everywhere podcasts can be found. Places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all over the internet. Just search for The Victor Wilt Show, and you can listen anytime you please. Maybe you hate music, but you love me, and you don't want to hear the songs. Then you will love this version of the show, because it's all me yapping all the time. Yeah, listen to this voice. I know. I couldn't resist it either. All right. There's a guy in Florida who, for one, I'm pretty sure your cell phone is tracking you at all times. Like if you're on the run from the cops, ditch the phone. This guy didn't, but he also just left the ringer on. And he decided that he would hide from the police at the place he worked at in the ceiling. All right? Again, you want to go to I'm not trying to give tips, by the way, on how to be a criminal, because that's not what this show's all about. That'd be pretty messed up. Don't break the law. Don't be a piece of crap. All right, you want to hide out somewhere that is not somewhere they think you might be. Like your workplace. If I was on the run, you think I'd be hanging out here? No, absolutely not. Who wants to go to work when you shouldn't be there, right? Oh yeah, Peaches. If Peaches is ever on the run from the cops, come here first. He comes here just for fun, like on the weekends and stuff, so maybe this guy and Peach is related. I don't know. Anyway, he left his ringer on, so all of a sudden the ceiling starts ringing. Boom, goes to jail. He's a Florida man. He's an idiot. Once again, not trying to give tips on how to break the law, but the cell phone, hiding at work, ringer on, trifecta of stupid, So, learn from this guy's mistakes, which the number one mistake was breaking the law. I don't know what he did. No idea. I didn't read that far into the article. I just looked at his mugshot and the look on his face. He has the look of, I feel stupid on his face, as he should. It was an aggravation, the last debate. Endless interruptions, barreling over the top of people. I do not have a lot of patience for barreling over the top of people. As you might know, if you listen to me on air, occasionally arguing with Peaches. So this debate, they're introducing a whole bunch of new rules to try to prevent the just irritating scene that we had to sit through during the last debate. Trying to avoid some of the chaos, keep things in line. Now, will it actually stay in line? I don't know about that, but it's worth a try, and I'm stoked to see how it's going to go down. Because if they could have an actual moderated debate, it would be amazing. And if these new rules actually work, it could make it a tolerable watch. I mean, maybe. We are talking about political candidates, so that could certainly be an aggravation to watch, period. But June 27th, 1 week from tomorrow, you can watch it online at CNN.com or just watch it on TV if you have cable. Here's the new rules that they're going to be implementing in the presidential debate. These are great. No opening statements. Who needs it, right? Come out and immediately attack each other. That's not a very important rule to me. The main one that I like is the muted microphones. There's going to be a red light, like a comedy stage, like a stand-up comedy show. And when your time is about up, the red light's going to flash. And then when your time's done, they just turn your microphone off. It's glorious. I'm sure you wish that we had that type of a time limit here with me sometimes. Just the red light flashes and I have to stop yapping. Well, sorry. That's only for the presidential debate. Also, no notes. Yeah, they can't come in with a big pile of, they could store it all in their heads, which that should be interesting to see. Two old guys try to store, a bunch of their thoughts inside of their minds and unleash it without notes in front of them. Yeah, should be good. No notes, so they can't have their team tell them what to say. This could be pretty good. Again, the muted microphone thing and no live audience. You're not going to have audience people start screaming at the people on stage because that's become a thing to do, to disrupt these type of things. It's just going to be a nice, quiet room. Will it actually happen? I don't know. I definitely think there's a good possibility that this debate does not happen. Though both candidates have agreed to the rules, it doesn't sound like enough of a circus. Sounds too tame. I think there's a good possibility that it doesn't go down. But we'll see. 1 week from tomorrow, I'm hoping we get to watch it. I think every American should watch it and then get out and, make that vote. I mean, you don't have to base everything, obviously, on the debate, but it might open your eyes on some things. Oh, the last one certainly opened my eyes. Like, I could not have been more annoyed by the way that played out. I don't even know if I made it all the way through it because of the endless people talking over the top of each other. It's like, take a deep breath, wait. Driving me nuts. Anyway, just wanted to let you know, CNN.com, the 27th. Very important as an American to take part in this process. Am I really going to resort to just reading stories off of Reddit again? For now, yes, because it's a tough content day today. I'm digging. I'm doing my best. But we're not going to get into political discussions. No, we're going to talk about chucking meat. All right, you cool with that? Yeah, I'm talking about throwing a steak. All right, chucking meat. This is one of those best of Reddit posts, legendary Reddit posts. I talked about these early this morning. And this was today I messed up by throwing my steak out a window. All right, let's dig in. Last night, my wife's boss from her brand new job invited us over for dinner. On the drive over, my wife reiterated many times to me just how important it was to make a good impression. I was like, come on. And I'm going to just start paraphrasing this story and putting it into my own words. All right, of course I'm going to make a good impression. My wife's boss is a single lady in her 50s, so it was just the three of us. We chit-chatted over drinks and salads and seemed to be really hitting it off. She laughed at my well-timed, perfectly appropriate jokes, and my wife seemed pleased. Soon she brought out the main course, a nice, big, juicy steak for each of us. As I began to cut into my steak, I was discouraged to discover how undercooked the steak was. Now, I've had my fair share of rare steak. I prefer medium, but I can handle rare. This was beyond rare, all right? Raw meat, brutal beef is what this guy had going on. So, I probably could have resuscitated the cow had I tried. Instead, I sat there fidgeting with my knife and fork, worrying about how I was going to get away with not eating this steak. Claim veganism? No, I'd already feigned great enthusiasm upon seeing the steak. Don't ever go, that looks great, until you dig in. Just then, our hostess excused herself to the kitchen to take care of some dessert preparations. As I looked across the fancy dining room table at the open window of this third-story apartment, a cartoon light bulb appeared over my head. I knew I had to be decisive, realizing she could return at any moment. I committed. I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window. The window wasn't open, as I'm sure you were predicting. It was the cleanest window you've ever seen in your life. That is until my mostly raw slab of steak slammed up against it and slowly slid down, leaving a trail of bloody juice in its wake. My wife turned jaw-dropped, stared at me like I was an alien from another planet. Then this looked into, or slowly morphed, I should say, into more of a, probably I'm going to destroy you kind of look. I lost my place reading this story. Just then, the wife's boss heard the thud of the steak on the window, came quickly. She took in the scene, steak on the window, there's blood trail, empty plate. Looking at me like, what is happening? Sorry, I don't know. I was cutting it and it slipped. I'm so clumsy. The guy picked up the steak and ate it. Went and got the steak, ate every, what he called disgusting, cold, chewy, bloody, raw steak bite. It's pretty funny, right? Sorry, it was a story about chucking meat. I couldn't resist. I know. Could be potentially a little gross for this time of day, but what else am I supposed to do? All right, I'll dig more for the next bit of content. I think it's about time for coffee number 2. That's what I think it's about time for. Hope that you're feeling nice and jacked up for the day. Nice and pumped. All right. Again, light content day. I've been really struggling last bit of this program here to dig up some good crap to share with you. I was looking through a thread here on Reddit where someone was asked, or I guess everyone was asked, if a close friend asked you for $100 and they would repay you back in a few days, how would you respond? And you would expect the top answer to be, close friend, sure. But no, of course, somebody's got to be all high and mighty. And maybe it's because right now I couldn't afford to just give out $100. Like, here you go, dude. I don't know. It would depend if you really needed it for something important, sure. And if you were the right close friend, sure. But the top answer was I would ask them if they were sure they only need $100 and not worry about getting paid back. Yeah, good for you. I would just, generally, it would depend what it was for. Somebody needed medication. I don't know, medical help. I don't know, I'm sure there's other things. Then I might just give them the dough. But what if it's like, I need $100 because I need some concert tickets? All right, well, why don't you pay me back? But yes, here you go. I suppose. Next answer, depending on why, I wouldn't ask for it back. How many people got all this money to just shell out? I know $100 is only $100. Again, it would depend which close friend and what they needed. Because I'd give more than $100 to the right close friend for sure. Just to get them to come hang. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, these people pat themselves on the... Every single one of these answers, I would give it to them without need for repayment. These guys are all liars. You know that these people would, in most cases, be like, yeah, I could probably use that $100 back. Hey, listeners, can I borrow $100 and not pay it back? I need it, for stuff. If this many people on Reddit say they'll just give $100 to somebody who says they need it, then I would imagine, based on the number of people who listen to this show, and we'll just talk percentages, there got to be some of you that would just kick it down. All right, Jade, listen, I'm just joking. I'm not begging for money on air, okay? There are much better causes to give your $100 to than the Victor Wilt Give Me Money Fund, all right? All right, anyway, we'll be back in a second. Hey, you, how's it going? You good? I hope so. I hope you're amazing today. Hope the day goes by fast. Hope it's wonderful. And I hope you'll tune back in at noon for the noon hour of madness and mayhem powered by Jalisco's. I went to Jalisco's the other day. It was so good. It was delish. Top tier. Sounding pretty good right now, really. Some of those Jalisco's open. I'm going to find out right now. 11. So an hour to prepare. 2 locations in Idaho Falls. One by the river. One, I guess, by the mall. Yeah. Close to the mall there. You should look up their addresses and go eat at Jalisco's. All right? It's good. It's really good. Okay, all. I will again return at noon. Kick it with Peaches at that time. And in the meantime, I hope the rest of your morning goes good. Be sure to subscribe. Share this with your friends. Let everyone know you can get the show on demand. And again, thank you so much for listening to this program. The Victor Wilt Show, a production of Riverbend Media Group. To get more info or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com.